What up, fam? It's your boy LSK, aka Super Saiyan Drizzy, and today's video is the most highly requested video probably in a very long time. You guys, I've been loving these reactions, and you want more, and you want my list, you want me to react to everybody's list, but before I react to any more lists, I was like, dude, I gotta make my own. I actually wanted to make my own as soon as I saw the first one, and I've spent an entire, couple days, 3 days, just really sitting on the rankings of where I put everybody. I was waiting for people to, tweet at me or request to rank these YouTubers. So before I get into it, and before y'all get mad or say something like, whoa, why wasn't this person in the list? I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to the people that didn't make the list, and I'll tell you why in a second. But first, these people did not make the list. J-Law Ball, he's an NBA trainer. I'll just name the reasons why collectively, but shout out to J-Law. The Randall twins, Austin Mills, Timo, Nick Breeze, the Professor, Caleb Feemster, Bree Green, Bone Collector, Jenna, Austin from the Ace family, Brittany Alina, and King Sid. Now, you're probably wondering, why didn't they make this list? Because I in my list, I wanted it to be the people that were most requested. I didn't really feel like the likes of Bone Collector and Professor really being in these top YouTuber lists, just because it's really all opinionated of where you guys want to put them, which is fine. And I didn't even put myself on this list, so you guys can just take these people and kind of put your own ranking and make like a top 50. This video is already gonna be like 50 minutes long, an hour long, I don't know, but it's gonna be a long video, and it was too hard to put these people in. And they're some of them are kind of new to the YouTube game, and I just saw them appear in videos, or maybe they just started uploading on YouTube and they're more known on the Instagram. And, I just went, everybody on my top 40 list has 100K plus subs and above. And I wanted to make sure that everybody that's uploaded has at least uploaded a basketball video in the past year. And if they didn't and they are on this list, it's because you guys highly requested them, or I've played against them, associated with them in the past. And I'm putting everything that you guys may count as like drama, beef, or whatever. I put all this, grab that, put it to the side. This is just basketball YouTuber rankings, and that's it. All right, and just what my opinion is on where they're at in their skill right now, the type of content they upload, and what I've seen. I'm not even gonna say what you guys have seen, because you guys may have seen a little more than me. But based off what I've seen, and some of these guys have very little footage, so that's kind of like determine their rankings, and why why they're a little lower than others that you may think they should be higher, is just because the lack of recent content. And I'm just gonna hold them, accountable for that, as well as people like myself. Again, I'm not in the list, so but I will say where I think I am in the list, just given my efforts and the videos I put up, the way I've been in the past. We're not going to talk about the people's past, guys, because if we did that, this list would be completely different. There's going to be YouTubers on here that if we made this list, 2 years ago, it'd be a completely different top 10. But we're starting off with the top 40. Here we go. Troy Daddy at number 40. Now, Troy Dan, since you are number 40, I am ranking you the worst basketball YouTuber in the community. This guy makes probably the best content in the community, but his IRL skills are just they're bad. They're bad. I don't like speaking negatively on Troy Dan. I don't want to speak negatively too much on anybody, but this man does not belong on any sort of basketball court, and he just needs to host everything he does. Okay? We've seen his jump shot. It is unique. He has a unique skill set, and that skill set should just stick to drafting my teams. Okay, moving on. Hank the Tank. Again, great guy. Great content. But as far as the IRL basketball content, he's definitely gonna be picked up last. And I when I say like after flight, I mean that with every bone in my body. This guy has lost to MOPI. They played 1v1. I was there. It took 2.5 hours, no exaggeration, to go to 7 points. Once I saw that, not only was I mad that we couldn't record more videos because they were taking so long to record this atrocious 1v1 with 2-pointers, I should add. These weren't just all straight ones. I may be exaggerating a little bit on the 2.5 hours, but it was at least 2 hours and 20 minutes. So moving on. Annoying TV. Now, Annoying was ranked the worst in the community on some lists. But again, just from my own eyes, I actually haven't seen Annoying, or I didn't even know he had an IRL video. But after watching that, I think it's fair to put him at 38. This guy also should just stick to the sticks with Hank. Again, great YouTuber. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just going off straight basketball knowledge and skill set and where they're at right now. All right, moving on. 37 MOPI. Now, MOPI, would probably be in the number 40 if this was a couple years back, but he has gotten a little better. He did lose to Flight, even though I think you could have the debate if MOPI was a little more aware of how 1v1s are and, the take back rule, maybe the score would have been a little different, but regardless, you lost, so I'm just going off of that. And, you beat Hank, so I couldn't put you below Hank. In a 5v5, you've played some 5v5s. So that's why he's number 37. 36, I'm Davis. And sorry if I misspell these YouTubers' names on the list. I tried my best, and I think it's with like 3 S's, whatever. But you guys get the gist. Davis, again, if we did this list 2 years ago, you'd be a little higher, I think. I think just over the years, you've played a little more 2K than you have IRL. And, IRL, just based off our 2v2, you were absolutely carried by Duke Dennis. And I think the people that are going to be ranked higher than you, if we were to match up on all levels, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and carrying your own, this is where you would be on the rankings. Again, no disrespect, just based off what I saw, that's kind of like where I feel you should be right now. If they were to put the work in, you guys can honestly grab their ranks and just rank them a little higher, like 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe even 5 spots. I know myself, I would definitely go up at least 5 spots if I put in that work, but because of my laziness, I have to rank myself fairly, and I'm going to rank everybody fairly based off, the work that I've seen on YouTube, and I'm just getting a drift of what I've seen in the past, all right? But I'm not focusing this list on the past, all right? We're just going off right now, just like the NBA does. Their rankings systems changes every season based off how they performed last season. Cole the Man. The reason why I ranked you here is because I've seen you play. Again, T-Jack, his shoulders were hurt in our 2v2. You can hold your own, don't get me wrong. And you beat Davis in the past, so that's why I have you above Davis. I think you and Flight scored the same amount of points against Zach. So I kind of held that against you. And Zach, it's hard to go up against Zach and, critique you off that, but just based off what I've seen in the YouTubers that are going to be on this list, the guys that don't post a lot of IRLs, it's going to hurt your rank. So moving on, McQueen. McQueen I get it. Again, 1v1s, he could beat the people ranked higher than him. But I'm going off of just the 2v2s, and in a 5v5 setting, I want to say he was at the 2-hype event. And it was hard for me to remember that because of how non-existent he was. And that's what I'm critiquing, is everything on all, 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, 5v5s, putting your skills and yourself into those settings. I just think, like, you beat Flight. You played 2v2 with Kenny. It was a little difficult to to watch how you were playing that and just blaming Kenny. And in reality, man, I'm starting. You gotta check yourself sometimes. You gotta check yourself. And McQueen, I think you're 34. Moving on. Mike Korzimba. Mike Korzimba. See, now I put Mike on here because, you know, he is a top YouTuber. He's in the basketball community. I think, you know, he did post IRLs. If the corona wasn't going on, he probably would post a little more. And I just know Mike on a personal level, and you guys wanted to see where I'd rank him. I think 33, just based off what I seen 2 years, I think it was like a year or two ago. He just, I think he got dropped off by a chick, D1, but doesn't matter. Even though they only played to like, I think they played to 7 and he was gassed. So he's just out of shape. And yeah, 33, Mike. 32, Flight Reacts. You made it, Flight. I was able to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 YouTubers that I think are worse than Flight Reacts when combining everything 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4, 5v5. And you guys hear me out here. Hear me out. The amount of games and experience, the YouTube basketball experience, that's what people sleep on these lists. I think YouTubers should be getting more credit on the experience they're gaining by playing people that are better than them. You know, it's unfortunate that there's some 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds that are better than Flight, but hey, he's out there. He posts the yell. He's got hustle. He's got heart, which people sleep on, and I think should get a lot more credit. But that can only get you so high. That can only get you so high on a list. And Flight, I think you're top 32. Top 32. Now, this is a comp list. This is a very comp list. Again, everyone you would think, or everyone that I think should be on a basketball list is on this list. So here we go. And then basketball YouTubers, I got to keep saying that. Jesus, it's like anybody can pick up a fucking basketball and they could be a YouTuber, pick up a basketball, upload one IRL. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you guys are in the community and you so happen to do that, I put you on this list anyway, just so y'all could see. Los Pollos, prime example, perfect timing. Los, you know, he was uploading YouTube basketball content, you know, years ago. But I put this on this list just based off association with everybody in the community. And I know he's been reacting to, you know, Flight and everything. And I know they got, you know, they're supposed to play 1v1. Flight said he's been ducking him. Didn't know that was a thing. I don't know anyone that would want to duck Flight. Maybe it's just, I think it's just a schedule thing. But anyways, I think Los is number 31 just based off, you know, he hasn't posted in a couple years. He's a Twitch streamer. He's got a good shot. And that's really, he's just got a good jump shot. I mean, he doesn't play defense, and it's not even that he can't, he just chooses not to, and that a lot of people do that, even myself. So but again, he's got one of the best shots in the community. As far as consistency, we don't know where that is right now. So I think just based off not playing for a couple of years on YouTube, that's what hurt his ranking, unfortunately. And yeah. Bdg. Ddg is one of those YouTubers, basketball YouTubers, that I honestly like don't understand. And I'm like, okay, one day, you know, I don't think he's top 30. I think he's, you know, maybe a top 25. And then there's some days where I don't even think he's top 30. I think he's like around 35 in around like MOPI. Just because like 1v1s, he's 30, right? Maybe even a little higher. 2v2s, it just starts to get lower and lower the more people you add into the mix, right? And it was really hard to rank him just because I've seen his 1v1s and he plays a lot better, even against me. You know, years ago, like I want to say he almost beat me, but it was just so long ago, I don't remember. And just based off what I see now, and you know, we hooped from time to time. Again, it's just one of those things when in a 5v5 setting, he's just kind of non-existent and not consistent. So with that being said, top 30. And again, guys, I'm not trying, as I go up, I'll critique everybody the same. Please don't take this too negatively. I just think, like, at this point in the rankings, there's not a lot of positive things I can say about basketball right now. And it's hard to critique them because I'm not an avid watcher of everybody. So I literally just scrolled through YouTube. I just need to watch 2-3 minutes. And if I can't get it, like, that's what I'm basing the rankings off of. FaZe Adapt, 29. Now, I could put FaZe Adapt, replace him, put FaZe Rug here. I think they're the same ranking. Again, I think a couple years ago, Adapt was a little better. He even sauced Jesse, I want to say. I don't remember. I think Jesse beat him, but it was a good matchup. But again, he hasn't played, hasn't really uploaded. I saw them upload. I won't even, dude, honestly, I've seen him hoop recently, and I don't think his shot is there like it used to be, but he's got the decent mechanics. Jidel, 28. Now, this isn't Jidel with an oversized t-shirt. This is just Jidel on an everyday, consistent basis. Now, if you put a big shirt on him, he might go up a couple ranks. All right. Now, Jidel has been working on his game. Again, I'm not trying to be biased in this list, but I will say, like, people sleep on James. He may make you, like, cringe a little bit sometimes the way he moves on the court and does his things, but it works. It works. If it works, you can't. Hey, he's got nice post footwork. His shot, he shoots better than me in videos. And I can't take away from that. So I think 28 is pretty fair. Now, I know some of y'all probably gonna be like, whoa, I don't think this person, he's better than, the people below him. But again, he's posted recently. So if I saw some recent footage that would change my mind, then hey, I'll make a new list 6 months or after this Corona shit dies down. I'll make a new one. But if we're going out today, that's where I'm ranking him. Ciante. Ciante, again, one of those guys, like, he would be a lot higher if this was a year or two ago. But based off just what I've seen, I think his last IRL was months ago. I've played against him. I had to put him somewhere on this list, and it was very hard to rank him just because of the lack of IRLs I've seen. I've never played with him on a 5v5 setting, and again, that's what I'm putting into these ranks. But yeah, I think Ciante, you guys should check him out. He's one of the smaller YouTubers. He's very athletic, and that's where he kind of gets his buckets with his athleticism. He's decent shot, but that's really it for me. That's really it. T-Jack. T-Jack is a sleeper. Now, again, I've hooped with T-Jack very recently, and I honestly could have the debate to put him higher than some of these people in this list, even higher. But because, again, the lack of IRLs and he just kind of got into the mix, there's no YouTube experience. There's no IRL basketball experience enough for him to go higher than 26. He's got the skills. He's got the size. Shit. I mean, all the videos that he's been in, once he puts that mouth guard in, he's ready to go. He tries super hard. And I commend that. He's got the hustle. He's got the heart, strength. He's got a nice shot that people will sleep on. Again, T-Jack, if he was to grind IRLs and play against all these YouTubers, trust me, he would be a lot higher and surprise a lot of y'all. So defensively, playing like the top guards in the community, he would struggle. Your age, holy shit. Your age, top 25, 0-0, number 3. I actually had to boost him up a little bit just for being 0-0 and number 3 on someone's list. I think that alone should get credit. Once he gets in the mix and has more IRLs, he's gonna be a top basketball YouTuber if he wants to be. But again, I don't think, like, based off what I saw, he plays straight up. It looks like, I from the footage I saw, he literally, that's how he played after working out. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like. And He was really stiff, but he still has that moves. Like he was doing pretty nice crossover moves to standing straight up like LeBron. But it was nice. Like he nice. So, and then the consistent shots that I saw, even though it was edited, just based off what I seen, that one video, I saw enough to just know, like, I think he could be a top, but I'm going to rank him 25 just based off his YouTube basketball experience. And again, I think, like, there's just not enough for me to put him any higher. And if I was to say, could he beat anybody below? Yes. Yes, I'd easily. And then even the people ranked higher than him, I think he could beat 1v1. But again, in a 5v5 setting, hey, is your Rage going to play defense? Because even in that 1v1s I saw, I didn't really see a lot of defense. So that goes a long way on this YouTube stuff, is the defense and how hard and how much you try. Because a lot of these guys on this list, most of them don't really try as much as they should be or could be. And that's going to hurt their ranking. And again, that's kind of just sums me up in a nutshell. 24, Baratis. Baratis, I think a lot of people sleep on Baratis just because of his size. And if you look at him, I wouldn't really just be like, okay, this guy can hoop, right? But when you play against him, hey, he gonna make you step up. He gonna make you step up. He can shoot. He's got moves. But I think defensively is where he struggles. And I think that's why he was struggling like a 1v1 setting. Now, I think he excels very well in 2v2s, 3v3s, because again, in that defensive set, you have to like guard him tight. Otherwise, if you give him any separation, then he's going to knock it down. But I think somebody that is sweating, trying to play defense, is locking him up. I've played with him in a 5v5 setting. And I think one of the games he played decent, but again, if there's a defender on him, he's kind of getting clamped up. And I know, like, based off what I saw in his men's league, again, he can show out. He has his days. It's just the consistency that worries me. And again, when he's playing with people he's one of those guys, like, he's got his squad, right? Like, years back, he did drop us off, like, me, Cash. It was me, Cash, Los, Zach, and Jesse. They beat us with his squad. And again, it's just one of those things, like, he hoops every day at that time. Now, I don't really see that as much. I'm not really seeing him get that YouTube experience. Now, I know I shouldn't judge off, well, it's his choice not to play everybody, but hey, again, that's going to hurt you in these basketball YouTuber lists, because that's what we're judging off of. The basketball YouTubers you've played against or you've played with. At least for me, that's how I'm ranking him. And I think Baratis is top 25 in the community. So, yeah. 50 Cal Mal. 50 Cal Mal would definitely be higher on this list, when we were playing together, right? But again, it's just the lack of YouTube IRL basketball content. He did when he came out to Venice with Cash in the 2v2. Mal he's one of those players that is very good 2v2. 1v1 even. But again, that 5v5, I just think, like, defensively and, his vision, he kind of gets like a tunnel vision that I think kind of puts him a little lower than most, but he has a great jump shot, great offensive package, probably one of the best in the community. It's just defensively, he kind of struggles or lacks there. It's not that he can't play defense. He just, it's his choice. That's just his game. So at least from what I've seen, as we go up these lists now, it's getting comp, bro. It's getting comp. And if y'all staying with me, appreciate it. I know this is long. Clarence NYC, another guy. I keep saying this. I'm just gonna stop saying it because you guys should get it by now. If this was a year ago, it'd be higher. Whatever. You get it now. I played at the Ace Family game with this dude, and he was low-key carrying our team. Like, I mean, this dude has a nice, offensive set, offensive package. Again, the defense a little lackluster, but he was getting steals in that game. Nice shot. Like, he can hoop. He can hoop. If y'all watch him, you don't really need to see a lot of footage for him, but it's just like, I think he's a little out of shape right now. And again, if he was in the gym, I think he'd be a little higher. But as of right now, if we just said, let's go right now, this is where I would rank him, 22. But again, if there's any bias here, I think that ranking may be a little biased just because I've only really seen him hoop once, but that was enough for me to really get like, okay, this guy can go. Kenny Chow at number 21. Kenny, people sleep on Kenny. I know Kenny wishes he had a few more inches, because that would definitely elevate his game a little bit. But Kenny has the best handles that I've seen. I think he's like top 5 as far as handles in the community. His shot, it pisses me off, but it goes in. I don't understand how with that rotation he has, it's so consistent. He's a very consistent shooter. I will give him that. But the only thing that I feel like is like, hey, you put a big guard on him, he's gonna struggle. Somebody with strength and length, he struggles. I mean, that's why the 1v1s that I did see, everyone that he's lost to is just like taller, and just as athletic or more athletic than him. But as far as skill set, he's better than some people that are ranked higher than him. And then again, the YouTube experience. I think he's earned to go higher than some of these people that are ranked below him just because of his YouTube basketball experience. 20, Ty the Guy. Again, I rarely like seen some of his videos, but I've hooped with him and he surprised me. I played some pickup runs with him. Definitely slept on him. But he can hoop. I don't know his past experience at IRL, like high school ball, but it looks like he could have probably played varsity wherever he went. And, maybe even he could have maybe played a little college. I'm not sure, but he's good. He's good. Again, I just think like his advantages that he has, like the height and everything, helps him out, and he's just aware of the game. I will give him that. So I think he's top 20. Kind of reminds me of like a Lamar Odom a little bit, Siakam, but yeah, he beat Kenny 1v1 from what I saw, and just based off my experience playing with him or against him, top 20. Cash Nasty, my guy, number 19. Now, Cash was one of the harder people to rank just because he's got the most YouTube experience in the community as far as YouTube basketball, playing the 1v1s, the 2v2s, you know what I'm saying, the 5v5s. He's an MVP, and dude, this guy, 2 years ago, you make this list, this man will be 30, bro. He would be 30, 32, just right above Flight, in my opinion, 2 years ago, right? But he's gotten better, and since then he's put on like 20 pounds of straight muscle, and he uses that to his advantage, and you can't take that away from him. I think people like saying like, oh, if he didn't have the muscles and everything, he wouldn't win. But the fact of the matter is, guys, he does. So just enough with the excuses, everything. We're just going off of just right now. If he pulled up, you pulled up, y'all played, what would be the outcome in a 1v1, a shooting competition, a 5v5, if we were to play pickup, am I gonna pick Cash right now, or am I gonna pick this guy? That's how I'm ranking these. Remember that. But Cash is 19. One of the best defenders. If there's someone on this list, top guys, I'm choosing Cash to guard him, just straight up. And that could be biased, but yeah. Rice Gum, 18. I think Rice Gum is a little fresh into the basketball scene, but I've seen him. He's a top YouTuber, but as far as like basketball content, he's in other people's videos. I don't know if he's posted too many basketball videos, but he was in the Ace Family game. He carried in that. Oh my God. Like, bro, he's almost single-handedly like beat us just from splashing threes, bro. And I think like he's beat Cash 1v1, even though that's controversial of how they played, you know, taking charges or whatever. Hey, but you gotta do what you gotta do when he played against Catch. And again, he hit a shot, so he's got a nice shot. He's got, I think, one of the best. He's one of the better finishers in the community. He's got a nice soft touch, but defensively, he struggles there. Not a lot of size, but again, his offense makes up for it. So I think like 18 is kind of like where I'm putting him. 17, Joe Knows. Now this is a sleeper, y'all. This is a sleeper. He's a 2K YouTuber. All right, but from the video that I saw, the one video, he's just like your age. If I'm putting your age on this list, I could put Joe Knows, and I knows he can hoop. I mean, he's got one of the best dunk packages from what I've seen. He's got the athleticism. I don't know how tall he is. He looked about 6'4" to 6'6", maybe. I hope he's that tall. If not, then maybe it was just the camera angle. But he can get up there. He played with Duke. He can shoot. But again, I just don't really like judging games off just pickup, bro, because I don't know the efforts that are playing on the other side or your own efforts in a pickup game, because I know how I play pickup. You know, I'm not trying to get hurt, all this stuff, but it's like there's a lot of things that go into it. But I think Joe could, you know, maybe I put him a little too high, but I do think he's potentially, I'm just going with my gut on this one, so you could call it bias here a little bit. But I think he's better than everybody ranked below him, to be honest, just based off what I've seen. All right, but that's my only like ranking, I think, on this list. That's like, I think that's a little too high. But hey, it could also be too low. But I got to see more IRLs to really get reassurance on that. Next up, we got my boy Zack Ttg. Now, Zack is one of those guys that if he puts the work in, he's top 10. Straight up. Take some of these guys out based off, you know, their high skill level. Are they really considered a basketball YouTuber, or are they a basketball player just uploading YouTube videos? You know what I'm saying? But Zack, his history, he played college ball Division II. He had to stop playing because of injuries, just like myself. And Zack's one of those dudes, you know, like he kind of has a gear shift, right? He turns it on when he wants, and he turns it off when he's just not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? But based off the king of the courts, you know, he's first place sometimes, a lot of times, you know. But at the same time, his YouTube experience and who he's played, who he's beat, I'm just putting all that, and then the efforts that he's had. That's why I think like 16. That's where I'm putting him. It was really hard to put him because I really think Zack is a kind of a little higher on the ranks. But again, it's just the efforts, and if we were to go right now, he even says right now he's not in the best shape that he wish he was. But that's, hey, you got to hold yourself accountable. And I'm trying to hold everybody accountable on this list for, you know, their lack of drive in the game of basketball. And the guys that do have that drive right now and show it through their content, you gotta rank. You gotta give him credit. All right, Jesse. Now, do I think Zack is better than Jesse? Yeah, I do think so. But Jesse has the most YouTube basketball YouTube experience. The most basketball YouTube experience. He's played the most comp on the platform. I mean, he's playing 1v1s against the NBA players, whether they're not trying or not. There's guys that are uploading, you know, against Division I players and college players, dude. And you guys could have that same argument. Jesser's playing the most comp on the competition in the competition. All right, he's had the most 1v1s. He's won an MVP. He's got the trophies, right? He's got the accolades. Whatever you say. Did I say accolades right? He's got the accolades. I think it's just fair to put him where he is, and this 2 hyper rankings you could say are, you know, top 15. I think Jesse, if he played better defense, and actually tried on defense, he could be higher. He could definitely be higher. And maybe there's some guys that I think that are better that are lower than him, but just because of his basketball YouTube experience, 15. That's where I'm putting him. Next up, we got Soluminati. Soluminati is one of those guys that it's so hard to judge. And I really think all of these lists are extremely biased. Like, I'm not even trying to be a hater here. I don't want to downplay So's game at all. But I need reassurance. I'm sorry, guys. Like, my list, I need reassurance. We all should hold each other accountable, every YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't have these long lists of excuses, you know, saying, oh, if I wasn't hurt, oh, I wanted to take, you know, So has the background, right? So he played very well in high school, you know, in Detroit, I think, or some shit. I don't know. Just based off our past history, that's the facts that I've shown. He played Division I basketball, but when I say that, you guys gotta look at the details here. He's played Division I, but it was JUCO 1. So until I get some reassurance, I think just based off he's being 6'6", he can shoot, he can play defense. 14 is where I'm putting him, because after this 14, bro, it's tough. It's tough. You got to really earn that spot once you get up here. All right. Duke Dennis. Duke Dennis, number 13. Duke, again, I don't know his history, if he played varsity ball or whatever, but Duke surprises me every single time. Like, I sleep on his jump shot. His athleticism is top 5 in the community. Like, this dude can do a fucking double backflip and shit. So he can play defense, he can shoot, he can drive, he can do everything. Honestly, he can do everything. He's honestly, like, to me, if we're keeping it real, like, he's basically what I think people think Soluminati is. Like, that's just me. I think, like, Duke has shown that, you know what I'm saying? But he's just not as tall or lengthy as Soluminati, so he doesn't have that advantage as much. But Duke is very athletic, maybe even more athletic than most, or actually not even maybe, he just is. And I think 13, that's where he's at. And Duke should post more IRLs against other YouTubers too. Hopefully we see that. DC Heat. DC Heat, number 12. DC Heat, you know, I never denied this kid's skill. All right, I think this kid has been fucking 16 for 5 years now. I don't even know how old he is, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's gone against comp. He plays comp in all his videos. You know, he's one of those YouTubers that is just like, he's uploading raw, real basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's not really on like the entertainment side of, and I'm not gonna say he's not entertaining. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, like, the entertainment value of his content is different from, let's say, for me, for example, on the King of the Courts. It's like, he's not gonna have a MOPI skill base in his King of the Court videos. So he's really hooping, right? And you can see that. And, you know, he's just fresh out of high school ball. You know what I'm saying? And so I think, like, he's in that basketball shape, right? He's got the skills. Like, he's gotten better, in my opinion, than he did when he was uploading regularly, when he posted the Nerds basketball video. I think he's gotten better since then, just based off what I saw, because I didn't really think he was all of that, you know, 2 years ago. But right now, like, bro, he just played Devontae 1v1. I'm pretty sure, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he beat Devontae. So now DC Heat, I think he is like 6'6", something. He tall. So again, he got that, and he's got skills. So top 12, 11. Now this ranking here was kind of hard. The top 20 for me was the hardest ranking to do. Top 20 is really freaking hard. But again, there's just so many factors that I'm putting it in, and trying to just be as non-biased as possible. But KRIS Staples, bro, y'all are sleeping on KRIS, dude. Like, he can do every dunk that you, like, picture in your head that you want to do on a mini hoop. He's doing that on 10 feet, right? So he's already athletically better than everybody in the community. Then it's like, okay, what? So is he just a dunker then? No, he's not just a dunker. Like, I've hooped with this dude 5v5 countless times in pickup, and he can shoot. He can shoot not only indoors. You know how some hoopers, they like, oh man, I can't shoot on an outdoor. Bro, you play him on an outdoor, you play him on an indoor, he's shooting consistently anywhere. On a double rim, whatever. He can make 8 threes in a row outside. He can make 8 threes inside. He's proven that to me. Now, as far as like uploading that, not so much, which is why I think like, you know, we just know him as like a dunker, right? But I really do think people sleep on his skill. I haven't seen him in an organized format, you know, 5v5 with a bunch of other top YouTubers and everything. It's tough to judge even in a YouTube event anyway, because, you know, KRIS, well, his job is to dunk, so he gonna be cherry picking for those dunks to get, you know, his highlights and everything. But he can shoot, you know what I'm saying? He can defend, he can do it all, and I think he's damn near top 10. But just because of, you know, he hasn't played or played with a lot of these YouTubers in the list, it was really hard to rank him, to be honest. And again, he's a dunker, so he's not really, that's not his content. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling him he should go out and do that, but it's like, it was just hard to judge. But I think people sleep on him. He's probably the most slept on in the community. Trey Good, number 10. Trey hasn't posted a basketball video in damn near a year, maybe even longer, bro. Like, he just been out of it. And he's even said he just doesn't take basketball as serious as he did back in like 2016, 2017, you know, the Kick Genius prime days. And that is why I think Trey right now is number 10. We can't deny Trey is top 3 athleticism in the community. He's got an all-around game. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". You know what I'm saying? He can jump with anybody. He can play with anybody, right? If he's in the lab, hey, he's top 5 for sure. But he hasn't been in the lab. So I think just based off what I've seen, what I've played against, played with, number 10. Jay Jones, number 9. Jay Jones is very good, very efficient. He's very consistent on his mid-range pull-up. I think he has the best mid-range in the community, even to this day, even though he is just like Trey. He hasn't really been in the lab like he was back in the prime days. But we're not talking about the prime days, y'all. We can't keep talking about the prime days. I tried to make a list based off if we all just hooped right now, you know, just everything, just natural and where everyone's progressed to, you know, digress to. Is digress the word? I don't think it is. I just made that up. Just go with it. I've been recording this shit for a long time. But yeah, I think Jay Jones is still top 10. And hey, he could, again, if he's in the lab, he is definitely a little higher. But with his size, I think 9 is fair. His, you know, I haven't seen him. His 3-point isn't the most consistent, but it's there. And then obviously his handles are just, they're, come on, A+. Like, bruh. Devin Lav. Now, the only reason why I put Devin Lav, I know y'all are like, oh, well, if you put Devin Lav, why didn't you put, you know, J-Law in the mix? Devin Lav is just, he's more in the mix than J-Law as far as the YouTube community, in my opinion. And y'all requested it. Every list that I saw, he was on it. You know what I'm saying? Or a person that everyone was like, oh, you missed this person. He was always that YouTuber that y'all were like, hey, make sure this person's on the list. So for that reason, I put him there. I think, obviously, Dev could sauce absolutely everybody in the community. Like, deadass would be everybody 1v1. But again, I think, you know, with age into consideration, just where he's at right now, he's just focused on training. And really, like, from what I saw, he kind of, like, lost a step than where he was 2 years ago. And that happens, bro. Wear and tear. Like, even for me, like, bro, I've had a shoulder surgery. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting older. My ranking has tanked because of it, in my opinion. And if you were to ask me where I'd honestly rank myself right now, right here. Number 7, where Hoopin' Life is. Hoopin' Life, Nelly. Nelly is he has a background where he's actually played professionally in China. Now Nelly's like 5'8", 5'10", got stupid bounce. He's got A1 handles, you know what I'm saying? Got a nice shot. I think he's a little passive. He's very passive in his videos. But I know he could sauce majority of the, like, honestly, everyone in the top 10 guys, you could switch around when they're like in the lab or whatever. Like everybody could beat everybody in the top 10, in my opinion, 1v1. Again, that's things will start to shift once we get into the 5v5, right? But hey, Hoopin' Life literally is played professionally, so can't really take that away from him. T-Jazz. T-Jazz was probably one of the harder ones to rank for me. I put him at 6. I actually switched him around a lot in the top 3. Just because, bro, like, I just try to not be biased, but I've played with T-Jazz more than a lot of these guys, and I really think, like, he's top 3, top 2 even, maybe. Because you're gonna see my top 5, and debatably you could say, like, oh, these guys shouldn't be on the list because they're literally, like, yeah, like, they're not, like, basketball YouTubers or whatever. So, yeah, T-Jazz, number 6. I mean, this dude is best layup package in the community. Like, his handles are A1. He's training every day. Like, this guy's just a workhorse. And again, I think my list kind of just shows who the workhorses are in this community, whether that's uploading every day, basketball content, you know what I'm saying, whether that's being in the gym and they show it for us to watch. And he's just all around consistent, bro. I mean, even in the 5v5 games, like, sure, it's a lackluster celebrity games, but bro, this dude's dropping 20 plus if you give him the ball. Okay. Easily. He struggles against the taller guys. I've seen in his 1v1s. But he still gets buckets. But yeah, his history, he didn't go D2, I think, in his story, D3. And he decided to go with YouTube. Kind of like a lot of us. B-Dot. Now, B-Dot is top 3 when he wants to be. All right, we all know this. But I had to put him at 5 just because he took a step back. Not hooping overseas. This guy is honestly, he's played in the G League, bro. Like, his history, G League, D1, all of it. So he's number 1 in my book if we're going off just straight past and present accolades and everything. Like, he the number 1 YouTuber, basketball YouTuber. But is he a YouTuber? Yes, I think he's a YouTuber. He's got like 700K subs, and I know he prefers Instagram, and that's kind of like his forte, and that kind of content is for Instagram, like his content and Twitter, all that stuff. But again, you can't take away what he's done in the community too. And I think that puts him at 5 right now for me. Number 4, Marcellus Howard. Again, I think, like, people sleep on Marcellus. This dude played D2. He is uploading basketball content regularly, consistently, and he's hooping. Like, he's hooping. And his skill set, like, his layup package is A1, up there with Tristan. I think he's very consistently, like, he shoots very well. I mean, bro, he literally got MVP in the Ball is Life game that we played in recently. You know, all around. Got an all-around game, can play defense. And I think, like, yeah, just based off right now, and he trains, he has, like, a Road to Pro series. I just think, like, yeah, right now he got that, like, top 4 right now. I think he's better than me. I think like I said, I ranked myself 7 here. Just based off of, you know, skills, YouTube game, all that, all together. Devontae at number 3. Y'all thought he wasn't gonna be on the list. You thought. Look, Devontae's new into the game. He's got about 100K subs, 150K now. y'all sleeping on him, man. This guy can straight hoop. I think he's like 6'3". He played Division 3 ball. He's got a pro offer. He's one of those guys that's kind of hard to put him on the list because, you know, he really like a college hooper. He's straight fresh out the locker room. So, of course, he's going to give each and every single one of us buckets, bro. Like, you better, bro. You better. Because, like, yeah. And just because he's D3, now, don't get it twisted again, guys. Any college level, like, if you hoop, you could, anybody could drop anybody off, all right? Even if you D1. He literally played a D1 guy, beat him 1v1. But again, in the 5v5 setting with all the top guys, who's going to come out on top? I think he would be number 3. Honestly, I had him at 2. But if we're going off like just straight skill, but again, it's like I really wanted to put in the YouTube game into it, and I know I may have contradicted myself throughout this list a lot, but again, it is really mostly just straight up skill. I think he's top 3 for sure. Now number 2, AJ Lepre. AJ, now y'all could say this might be biased, but I try not to be. I think AJ, y'all don't give this man enough credit, bro. Like, he played Oregon, Rice, Pepperdine. But again, we not gonna talk. Like, that was fresh too, so that wasn't too long ago. Now, you put all that to the side, just based off what he's uploading, who he's playing against, and how he plays, bro, he really like the top. He's really the best to me. He's really the best to me. All around game. He's 6'6", I think. He's like, bruh. All these YouTubers would honestly kind of struggle against him right now. I mean, if you do a shooting competition against him, you probably gonna lose. You do a fucking King of the Court, he gonna be a top 3 in there. Because King of the Court, if you win King of the Court, that doesn't make you like the best. You could put a King of the Court with NBA players, and you know, Kyrie could win that. Doesn't mean he's the #1 player in the NBA. No, there's a plethora of factors here, guys. But just all around, I think AJ is the best basketball YouTuber. Now, he's not #1, so how is he the best basketball YouTuber? Why are you saying that, Chris? Because my #1, I think, is very debatable whether or not he's a YouTuber. And that #1 is Filet. Filet, without a doubt. Now, you guys are probably going to say, oh, well, if Filet is here, how come, you know, Famous Lowe's and Max is Nice aren't on here? Look, those guys would definitely be in the top 20. But I just didn't put them on here because they're Instagrammers, guys. They haven't been posting in the YouTube game. I know you could say that for Filet too, but because I think he is the best, I'm putting him in my YouTube list. My checklist was like, hey, if you got 100K subs plus, you gonna be on here if you post in IRLs. And the fact that I just wanted to show y'all who I really think is just the best in this whole like basketball community, I think it's Filet. Against everybody. You could put IG YouTubers, whatever, everybody. Filet is the best. He is playing professionally in Canada right now. He is a top influencer, and yeah, man, I've played with him. I've played against him. This dude is a straight bucket. He's got everything you would want in a basketball player. And right now he's climbing the ranks right now to go to the NBA potentially. And I think he's the closest to it, if we're being real, on these basketball influencers on who would go pro. Now again, with my top 10 guys, even top 20, you could really play around with this if we all go 100%, you know, get in the lab for a couple of months, but I'm not putting that what if shit in my list. Even though some people I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but just those are the people I haven't even I don't watch their videos too much, and you guys, they're top influencers, so you guys requested that they be in the list. That's the reason why I did it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of my list? This is my top 40. I could have made a top 50 if I put everybody in this bitch. But dude, this just took too long. It's literally like almost an hour video. You that are watching this, you YouTubers that are watching this, if you think that your rank is wrong, prove it, bro. Prove it. Just fucking get your camera, get in there, and just hoop with people. Just once this quarantine is over, I know this is the worst time to, like, you know, kind of get in, you know, maybe I pissed you off and you want to prove me wrong, whatever, or you want to drop me off. Again, this isn't to stir or start any drama or whatever. I literally just going off my basketball knowledge and my basketball opinions and my YouTube basketball opinions. Because again, there's just some people that I ranked higher than others based off like what they've uploaded. Again, shout out to everybody. I highly suggest you guys go watch everybody I put on this list so you guys can know a little more about each and every one of these YouTubers. And I just want to say, like, look, man, like, I commend every single one of these guys, because at the end of the day, like, all of these dudes, they're putting out content to entertain, you know, the masses, the world, you know, positive energy. They're inspiring, you know, the youth to get out there. I hope this, you know, my videos inspire y'all to get out there, hoop, grind. And, you know, like, this is all good and fun. It's a conversation that I think is just interesting. Clearly it's interesting because y'all love these reactions. Y'all love hearing me talk about basketball. Yeah, I'm gonna make another list once this corona is over. I see a couple more videos. You know, you already know we're about to get like a 1v1 tournament going on, some March Madness shit. Hey, shit's about to be lit when this corona shit is over. I'm telling you, we already got shit in the works right now. I know everybody wants to play everybody. And, you know, but at the same time, y'all, you gotta understand, like, some of these matchups, they're not gonna happen. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. They're not gonna happen strictly because, like, there's levels to this shit. And I hope you smaller YouTubers that are watching this video, like, you can't expect to just off rip play somebody that is, you know, even though they're ranked higher than you, whatever. There's like, for me, for example, I know everybody wants to play me, but bro, like, my goal isn't to be like the best basketball YouTuber. I want to be the most entertaining YouTuber. And so, like, if I'm going against people you guys don't even know, like, you guys want me to play against, like, I could easily just call up my D1 teammates and everything and play king of the court against them, you know what I'm saying? And really, like, get y'all to really see how I play against good competition, because I play up to the level of my competition, which I fucking hate about myself, but that's just me. But that's not really, like, my type of content, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys, they're not uploading YouTube basketball content like that. They could just be like 2K YouTubers, which is fine. So again, this is just all in good fun. I hope y'all aren't, you know, too hurt about my list. You know, don't take the list to heart, bro. It's literally just what I'd rank them right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that. God damn, this video's long. If you made it this entire video, I just thank you. Yeah, you are a real one, and I really do appreciate you. Like, I would even say I love you, dude. I honestly love you. If you can sit here and listen to me and care about me enough to watch the entire hour, I love you, dude. And subscribe if you haven't already. Give this a thumbs up. Now I can just go back to reacting to how people react to this and maybe react to their lists. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Peace.